Peace, peace. What's going on, everybody? Give y'all a chance to tune on in before I start building on the topic for the day. I'm building in a new way today, man. I'm gonna just be standing up for the day, man. I don't got time to sit down, man. I'm most comfortable when I'm standing up and I'm building. And today we got to do some building. So we got to let y'all know the true knowledge of yourselves today, man. So we got to stand up and we got to build, man. So hopefully this don't throw y'all off. Louisiana, peace. What's going on with you? Justin, peace. What's going on? Beautiful goddess Keys, peace queen. What's going on? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? How this weekend treating y'all, man? This wonderful Saturday. Sweet tea, peace. What's going on? Anais, what's going on, man? How y'all living? How y'all living? Maze, what's going on with you? How everybody holding up, man? We got some building to do, man. I'm gonna tap into my lessons for the day. Y'all already know I come from the 5% nation of guys and earths, man. So we dealing straight with our lessons today. So I'm gonna give y'all a lesson, give y'all some knowledge, give y'all some jewels. Hopefully y'all can take away something from it and utilize it to better your life. Tryon, what's going on with you, my brother? Louisiana, no doubt. I'm most comfortable. I don't like sitting down and talking and building. I'm most comfortable when I'm standing up, man. So I stand, what they say, we stand on our square. That's how we build, man. When we outside, we standing on the square. This is how we post up. This is how we build. More comfortable when I'm standing. I feel restricted when I'm sitting down. So I like to move around. I like to stand up and build, stand up and converse. That's how I like to roll. Evan, natural ways to combat the flu. I don't know if you got my book or not, but I talk about that in that book. So you need to get you some mushrooms. You need to get you all sorts of berries. You need to get you some, let me see, some mushrooms, some berries. Definitely want to get some garlic as well. You want to get your cruciferous vegetables. So you want to get your kale. You want to get your broccoli, your cauliflower. Drink plenty of water, most definitely. You want to get your olive leaf extract. You can get that in capsule form or you can get a powder. I got the capsules. So you definitely want to look into getting the olive leaf extract if you're trying to combat the flu naturally. Let me see, elderberry syrup, or you can get the powder as well. Echinacea, you can get the tea. You can get the powder in that as well too. Sea moss is pretty good to help fight the flu naturally. So all of those different things, man. And then you need to do some fasting as well. Need to do some fasting. So if you got the flu and you're trying to combat it naturally, implement some fasting. Terenzo, what's going on? Lindell, what's going on, man? How y'all living? Oh, nice. There you go. You only listen. It's only gonna get better from here. It's only gonna get better from here for you. It's only gonna get better from here for you. Most definitely. Most definitely. You're only gonna continue to elevate. Only gonna continue to elevate, man. Your condition is only going to improve. You're only going to get that much stronger. So we ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it. Nice. We know you got it. We know you got it. Give y'all more, like a little bit more time, man, before I really start building on the subject matter at hand for the day, man. We're gonna really break some things down, let y'all know who the original man is, let y'all know why we say what we say. Give y'all a little snippet on the lesson here for the day. It's the very first lesson in what we call the student enrollment. 1 to 10, 5% nation of guys and earths is that lingo. So I'm gonna really break it down. Once I got this lesson, man, this lesson really just kind of opened my eyes, man. It made me realize how powerful I truly was as a black man. So I really resonate with this lesson, and this lesson helped me in all type of different ways in my life, man. Once I became acquainted with this lesson and started living this lesson out, my life started to improve drastically because I really knew and understood my power at the time of this lesson when I really broke it down thoroughly. And that's what we got to do. You got to break it down. Terenzo, you got it. Chiropractic, little chiropractor work. Align that spine is what they do. So like I told people, man, I told y'all a lot of my journey. Mahogany, honey, peace. What's going on with you, queen? So a lot of people know the journey that I was on, man. I was at a point in my life right around senior year in high school, man. I was just what they call soul searching. So I was really trying to find something that I can resonate with, man. And all I had knew at that particular point in time was religion. So I had deviated from religion for the most part while I was in high school, man. Religion is never really something that resonated with me. So it was easy to just kind of deviate from it. Only reason I was gravitating towards it was because the family. The fam, you know, everybody in the fam was Baptist, whatever they want to consider themselves as. So that's the only reason I was really considering myself religious in the first place. So I deviated from it. And the crazy thing about it, I was at a private high school. So that just made it even more worse because I was learning a lot more wicked things about religion. So that just made it a lot easier for me to deviate from it. But I hit this period where I was soul searching, man. I just felt like something in my life was missing. So y'all know how that go, how people become born again and things of that nature. So I tried to go back to church. That lasted for about 2 Sundays for me, and I couldn't take it. I realized at that point, religion was just not for me. It may be for somebody else. It may be good for my moms. It may be good for my grandmother, for my other siblings, but it doesn't work with me or for me. Religion was not for me, and I realized that at that particular time. So I was like, I never go back to the church in regards to looking for that fulfillment, that satisfaction, that peace. Couldn't get it in the church, man. Only thing I got into the church was I was annoyed and irritated because I just felt like everybody in there was artificial. And I just felt like preacher was up there talking a bunch of lies, man, just pimping the congregation. So it's hard for me to look past all that artificial energy and whatnot. So I just had to step out of the church, man. So I started doing my own knowledge, doing the knowledge, so to speak. And I was reading a few books, man. And one of the books that I came across was a book about the 5%er. So I read that book first. I was in Barnes and Noble. Ironically, they had this book about the 5%ers, man. And that book, when I read what was in that book, when I read what the brothers was talking about, what the guys was talking about, I was like, man, I got to find some of these brothers. Got to find them. So I jumped right online, man. And I started finding some guys, man. You know, and that hooked me up with what they call my enlightener. So I was talking to a guy out in New York, I believe. And he pointed me in the direction of the person that enlightened me, gave me the lessons and taught me. She's here in my area, St. Louis. So that's how that pretty much worked, man. I had to get away from religion. Religion just wasn't resonating with me. So I was on a mission. And I found a lot of my answers within the nation of gods and earths, man. And this first lesson, very first lesson, after you get the supreme math down, supreme alphabet, you get your student enrollment, very first lesson in the student enrollment, it asks the question, who is the original man? This is why this resonated with me. This is why this stuck. This is why this made sense. Very first lesson out the gate. Who is the original man? Answer to that question. The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. That is the answer to that question in regards to who is the original man. Now y'all can see via that answer in regards to why I feel like I felt empowered. I felt empowered after coming across this particular lesson, man. When I read it, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner. See, I'm looking at words like maker, owner, cream, planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. Like this was speaking positively toward the black man. And that's what I needed at that particular time. And I still need it to this day. It's a very positive and uplifting lesson for the black man. And a lot of us don't view ourselves in this powerful of a light. A lot of us don't view ourselves, and I'm talking to my black man specifically. A lot of us don't view ourselves in this powerful of a light. But guess what? Everybody else does. Every other culture knows how powerful that black man is. Every other culture knows how powerful the black man is. It's us that don't realize how powerful we are. And I know this sounds like a broken record, but it's the truth. Even the white folks don't know. They know how powerful the black man is, which is why they are striving to keep the black man at the bottom, which is why they strive so hard to keep the black man blind to the knowledge of himself, because he knows the true power that black man possesses by himself, let alone collectively. So he knows how dangerous the black man is by himself. So when you get enough of them to come together, they have realized their power. We really have a problem, which is why you have things like COINTELPRO and things of that nature. Montel, peace, what's going on? So they realize how powerful we are individually. So when we come together collectively, all type of fear is in the air. But we breaking down this lesson almost word by word. Y'all already know original. So I always got to express, and you can take this lesson Louisiana. Yeah, the book is called The Five Percenters. And the crazy thing about it, that book is not even a good representation of the culture. So if you striving to get affiliated with the 5% Nation of Gods and Earths, the book I actually read is not the book to actually read to get affiliated with it. I got that information when I got into the culture and actually started talking to the guys and the Earths within the culture. So that's not even really the best book to read. Hence probably why it was in Barnes and Noble. But I saw the book and it resonated with me. A few of the things that was in there resonated with me. So I grabbed the book, bought it, read it, and I said, I got to find it. But that's not even a book that I would recommend people read if they striving to get affiliated with the nation. If you can't build with somebody personally, definitely don't get that book and think that you got the culture down pat, because it was a lot of misinformation in that particular book. A lot of misinformation. But again, you can take this lesson right here. Who is the original man? This can help you in all facets of your life, even when it comes to business, relationships, things of that nature. This lesson right here will help you out in all facets of your life, because that's what it did for me. Once I understood this message, once I comprehended this message, I started attracting everything that I needed in my life just by comprehending this message right here. This lesson, the original man. What does it mean to be original? See, a lot of brothers are walking around, they not original, they not authentic, they artificial. So the very first matter of fact is in the question, who is the original man? Who is the original man? Original. You must be authentic. You must stay true to yourself. But in order to stay true to yourself, you must know who that self is. So you must have that knowledge of yourself in order to remain true to that self. What's happening is we remain true to self, but we remain true to that artificial self. That fake self, that self who they have taught us to believe in. It's that self that they have created for us, not the self that we originally are. We don't subscribe to that self. We subscribe to this self that they have given us. It's that artificial self, and we remain true to that. We remain true to that artificial self, that artificial intelligence, that AI. No, you got to remain true to the you got to remain true to the original self. Excuse me. But you got to find out who that original self is, who that original man is. Meaning you got to unlearn everything that you was taught, and you got to relearn the truth. Sad that we have to do that, but that's the way of the world. They destroyed a lot of our histories when they burned the libraries down. So now, and then they indoctrinated us and taught us what they wanted us to know, which is a lot of fabrication, misinformation, and things of that nature. So we got to do a lot of unlearning. If you lack that knowledge of yourself, then you got to relearn. You got to discover the truth. You got to read books that was written by people that look like you. You got to stop reading the books by the people that don't look like you and consuming that information. We got to stop letting these outsiders tell us about ourselves. That's a problem. That's a problem. We be reading books about Africa. We be reading books about ourselves from outsiders. Got to stop doing that. That's problematic. You got to get the proper information about yourself from yourself first and foremost, then from somebody who looks like you. Then you can seek outside sources, man. But we need to start doing the knowledge to more of our own people first. We got a lot of scholars within the Black community. We got a lot of intelligent Black brothers and sisters that have written wonderful work. Why not study their work first? Why not prioritize their work first? Why not see what they have to say first? We must learn to study our own people, because a lot of them have laid the foundation down for us. A lot of them have given us the blueprint. We must study them though. We must study them though. Y'all know how it is. When it's written by that white source, we think it's the right source. When it's written by that brother, when it's written by that sister, we question it all of a sudden. We don't think that we wise enough to be writing about things like nutrition, to be writing about things like quantum physics and science. So when it's written by a brother, we question the validity of it. But when it's written by that white doctor, then we trust it. We trust it. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that, because they have told y'all time and time after time after time that genetically we are not the same. Genetically, we are not the same. And that's just a harsh reality. So we cannot be studying how to eat, how to live, basically, from outside sources, from people that don't resemble our genetic makeup, because we are different. We can't eat like the European. We got to eat different from the European. And that's just an actual fact. Even some European scientists and doctors will tell you that truth. We're not wired the same. So a diet that may be beneficial for them may be harmful to us. But we studying what their doctors are right. And most of the time, their doctors, they have done studies on lab rats, not actual people. So we cling into their science saying that it's accurate, right, and exact. And hell, they did the studies on rats, on mice. Come on now. Come on now. Lachelle, what's going on? So we go back to original, man. We go back to just being original. Y'all know how it is, man. Again, just apply that to self. When you deal with people, always keep it true. Always keep it true to self. Always keep it true to you. Hence one of the reasons why I probably never moved up the corporate ladder, because I'm not selling myself out, man. I'm not selling myself out for a paycheck. I always stayed true to who I am as a person. I didn't put on that fake smile. I didn't laugh when something wasn't funny. I stayed true to myself. I stayed original. I stayed original. When you in a relationship, when you walking into a relationship, never go into meeting another woman or meeting another man with artificial energy. Don't do that. Don't do that, because again, the truth, as we talk about, the cream always rises to the top. Cream, truth, one and the same. So the truth is going to always come to the light, man. So you can be artificial all you want. That truth is always going to come to the top, man. It's always going to rise. It's always going to come to the light. So it's best to just start off on an original note anyway, because when you come in with that artificial energy, you will get exposed sooner rather than later. So even when you dealing with the women out here, the black woman, or if you're dealing with the black man, however it goes for you, when it comes to a relationship, man, just keep it original. That's all that I did. That's all that I did, man. I stayed true to myself, man. I was living according to how I felt I should live. And from that, I attracted everything that I need, even in terms of relationships. I wasn't out seeking anything. I wasn't chasing anybody. I was staying true to myself. I was staying true to myself, man. And everything that I needed, it came to me when it was time to come to me. That's what being original means, man. When you're original, you focused on the task at hand. You focusing on doing what you need to do to better yourself. You ain't striving to do what needs to be done to better somebody else. No, you doing what you need to do to better yourself. That's what an original man is doing. You got knowledge of who you are, so you're going to do things according to that information, according to that data, according to that foundation. Like I said, everything is revolving around you, man. Everything is revolving around you. When you get you that queen, guess what? She going to reflect your light. She going to reflect your energy. Whether she admits it or not, that's what's going to happen. So if your light is weak, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? She going to reflect that weak light. Like I said, that's why they call us the sun, man. But she's a reflection of you. So you got to come in there strong, black man. You got to come in there strong. You got to come in there positive. You got to come in there powerful. You got to come in there original. You artificial, you get with you a queen, guess what? She going to reflect that artificial energy. She going to reflect that artificial energy, especially if your magnetic is strong enough. If your magnetic is weak, then it really don't matter. But if your magnetic is strong and all you got to show for your light is some artificial energy, she going to reflect that. We don't want her reflecting that artificial energy. They already got enough problems out here in regards to people promoting that artificial lifestyle to the black queens out here, and got a lot of them subscribing to it. So the last thing they need for us to do is to come along with that artificial energy, that weak energy. Got to come with that strong energy, that powerful energy, black man. That's what you got to do. That's what an original man does. That's what original man does. So again, who is the original man? You already know it. It's you, Asiatic black man. Asiatic, man from the East, coming in peace. Man from the East who comes in peace. We always said we come in peace. So we got to start practicing that a lot more, black man. We got to focus on getting that mental together, that mental health together. See, this is one thing we say. We like to call women emotional creatures, but guess what? The roles are reversing. We tend to be a little bit more emotional than the women these days because we have lost the truth in regards to who we are by nature. We supposed to be able to balance that black woman out when she is emotional or overly emotional. But we're not able to do that these days because we just as emotional as she is. So when she has her episodes, when she has her emotional episodes, guess what? We're not there to compliment her. We're not there to console her. We're not there to provide that balance. Because guess what? We getting emotional right along with her. We getting emotional right along with her. That's not how that's supposed to work, black man. It's just not how that's supposed to work. But we got to do the work on ourselves. We got to do the work on ourselves, man. We have neglected our mental health for far too long. So we got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that so that everything can get in order. It's going to start with us, man, working on ourselves. We starting to act a little too much like the women that we criticize. So it's starting to get odd that we criticizing these women and saying these things about these women because we starting to reflect that. We starting to act just like them. Now we, of course, can figure out a bunch of reasons as to why we starting to act like it. But that's what we starting to do, man. We criticizing these women. I'm starting to realize, and I'm starting to see a lot of brothers acting just like these women that they criticize. You call the women overly emotional, then I analyze the same dude, you just as emotional, if not more, than this woman that you criticize. You out here saying these women ain't no good, then I'm analyzing how you treating women. That ain't making sense, man. We got to make things make sense, man. Make sure the criticism is fair. So if you're going to criticize that black woman, make sure you doing everything right and exact, or at least trying your best to do everything right and exact. So we need to stop being so quick to criticize the black woman. And I'm talking to my black man specifically. We need to stop being so quick to criticize the black woman, especially when we don't have all our ducks in a row. Especially when we analyze our history and we realize that we have not been the best versions of ourselves. Who are we to criticize this black woman and say how she need to be acting when we ain't acting in alignment to what in alignment to how we saying she needs to act? So we gotta do better with that, man. We gotta do better with that. We gotta do a lot better with that as black men, man. We just gotta do a lot better with that, man. I'm getting tired of us calling women emotional creatures, man, because like I said, I deal with more emotional men than I deal with emotional women. So again, who is really the emotional creatures? We have lost the way of logic. We have lost the way of reasoning. We have lost the way of peace. We have lost those ways, man. We have lost those ways, and we now consumed by emotion more so than ever right now. And we got to eliminate that, man. We got to eradicate that. We got to destroy that. We got to destroy that. We should not be run by our emotions. We should not be controlled by our emotions. We should control those emotions. Again, it's energy and motion. We should control that. We should be the sole controllers of that. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. We like to point the finger at everybody else but ourselves, man. We point that finger all out there, man, instead of pointing inward. Point that finger inward, man. Point that finger inward. Stop wasting your time criticizing people outside of you. That's not what an original man does. We deal with accountability. We deal with accountability on this side, man. We deal with accountability. Point the finger inward before you look outside of yourself for someone to blame. Khalil, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Oh yeah, Magic. We know all about that agenda. We know all about that agenda, and we feeding right into it. We feeding right into it, like I talked about several videos ago. A real man ain't about to sit up here, and go back and forth. with a black woman. We're not about to do that, man. We're not about to do that on camera. We're not about to publicize that. I'm not about to get on this camera. I'm not about to spend an hour of my time talking bad about black women, arguing with a black woman. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. This platform ain't that. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. It's the last thing I'm about to do. Yeah, we're going to have our disputes. Yeah, we're going to have our arguments, man, but we're going to do that behind closed doors. I'm not about to get on here and do that. I'm not wasting my time doing that. I'm not pushing that agenda as an original black man. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Every time that one of us get on one of these platforms and we talk bad about the sisters, even when we talk bad about each other, we further in the agenda. We further in the agenda every time we do it. Every time you get on a platform like this and you make the decision to tear your sister down or your brother down, further in the agenda. Further in the agenda. You a puppet, you an agent. You ain't no better than the puppets and the agents out here when you do that. You indirectly further in the agenda. And we don't need to be doing that. We don't need to be doing that at all. Sharif, man, what's going on with you? Dominique, my brother, what's going on? Christopher McCoy, what's going on? So we got to stop furthering that agenda, man. We furthering that agenda way too often. Way too often. Yeah, people going to say things that you disagree with, that you don't like, man. But I'm not wasting time as another black man, as a black man, tearing down a sister on a platform. To me, that's not manly, man. I don't have time to do that as a man. That's not how I was raised. So I'm not going to contribute to anything of that nature, man. I'm not about to get on a platform bashing sisters. And for the life of me, I don't understand how brothers getting paid doing it. I don't understand how that's even a thing. I don't understand how that's a thing. TZ Frank, what's going on with you? I don't understand how that's a thing, man. I don't understand how people are entertained by that. I don't understand how people are informed by that. Not doing it. Not doing it. Now I'm going to keep going with the lesson, man. Again, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner. Get the words. Maker, owner. What is a maker? That's someone who is a producer. It's a creator. See, we have definitely lost that way. Instead of us becoming makers, producers, creators, we like to be consumers, workers, employees. No, maker, owner. That's the true nature of yourself, black man. You are a maker. You are an owner. You are a producer. You are a creator. You value ownership. Your ancestors before you knew this. But of course, they kept bombing our neighborhoods, but we were self-sufficient. We wasn't really dependent upon them. A lot of our ancestors, we was building up our own neighborhoods, building up our own communities. That's the maker. That's the owner in us. That's our true nature, black man. That's your true nature, to be the maker, the owner, not to be a slave, not to be oppressed, not to be an employee for the oppressor. That's not your nature. That's not your true nature. Your true nature is to produce, create, own. That's your true nature. That's your true nature. You need to embrace that true nature, man. We have a lot of skills. We have a lot of talents, gifts, abilities. We need to produce more. We need to create more. We need to own more as black men. We need to go back to creating our own communities, neighborhoods, but this time with a military to protect it. But that's your nature. That's your nature. So start creating, start producing, prioritize producing, prioritize being a creator, prioritize ownership, prioritize being self-sufficient. That's the true way towards liberation. How are we going to liberate ourselves from a system when we continue to be enslaved by that system? When we continue to put in all our time and energy to enrich the enemy? How we really going to truly be liberated? The answer is never. In order to truly be liberated, we have to be self-sufficient. We have to be self-sufficient. Only way to be self-sufficient, like I said, is to value that ownership, man. Is to become a maker, producer, creator. So we got to break the grips, man. We got to break the grips, man. The hold that they got on us. They got a hold on us, and we got to break it. We got to become self-sufficient. Got to liberate ourselves. They not going to liberate us. We got to liberate ourselves. That's on us. That's on us. Andronicus, peace. What's going on? Yeah, it's Lorenzo with the breakdown, man, with the word breakdown. Magic realms, no doubt. Self-reliance is definitely important. It's definitely important. So with that, I also want to talk to my brothers, my original men, my fathers of civilization. I want to talk to y'all about being more supportive towards one another instead of feeling like we got to be in competition. Listen, you not my enemy, black man. You not my enemy. You are my brother. I'm not in competition with you. I don't have a problem with you. I want to see you succeed just like I want to see myself succeed. I want you to do better than I'm doing. I want you to go further. I want you to go higher than I've ever gotten. There is no reason for me to hate on you. There is no reason for me to be envious and jealous of you. When I see you shining, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel at peace. That means we are making progress as a people. I don't individualize it. When I do good, we do good. That's how I look at the situation. So when I see another brother eating, when I see another brother doing some powerful things, I'm saying we doing powerful things. That's how I look at the situation. Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, they let you know that when you look at that black man, you see it, you looking at God, man. So that's how I'm looking at my brothers. That's how I'm looking at you. You may not look at yourself like that, but that's how I'm looking at you, and you can't tell me otherwise. I don't care what outlook you have on life. When I look at you, I'm looking at God, man. I don't care what you did. I'm seeing that potential in you because I know who you truly are. And that's exactly how I'm going to look at you. So when you start doing those great things, man, I'm motivated. I'm inspired. That's not a time for me to hate. That's not a time for me to hate, man. So we got to chill on that and feel like we in competition with each other and feel like we are the enemy. Again, that's divide and conquer. The real enemy set that up. The real enemy set that up. Oh, yeah, Louisiana, most definitely. Before we can even think about unity, we need to form unity in our black community. I said that joint, I said that in the song that I made. So it's crazy. I said that in the song that I made some years ago. No unity in our communities. Let's tighten the gap. That's something that I said in a rap. So again, no unity in our communities. Let's tighten the gap. We need to focus on tightening that gap, especially when it comes to the relationship between us, black men. So we need to be a lot more supportive of one another, man. Like I be trying to go out of my way to support my brothers, man. I ain't got time to hate on them. I ain't got time to hate on y'all, man. If y'all doing something, I'm striving to support it first and foremost. Last thing I'm about to sit around and do is hate. Now, the only time that I'm gonna look at you sideways is if you kind of selling, you selling out. You selling your people out and you selling yourself out. It's the only time I'm gonna look at you sideways. But if you out here doing something for the cause, man, doing something for your people, or just grinding out here, like I'm gonna support you. But if you selling yourself out and you selling your people out, you won't get no support from me. You won't get it. Yeah, Dominique, and that's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. We got to start coming together a lot more as black men. We got to start coming together, man. Just us as black men. We got to start coming together and we got to start building. That's when we really going to start to see some things change. But again, you got to be mindful because once something like that starts happening, they really strive to shut that operation down because of the power that can come with that. So we got to truly be mindful that if we start to come together, then of course, Of course. They're gonna turn up the heat on us. They're gonna turn up the heat on us, man. If they see brothers organizing and coming together, unifying, they're gonna turn that heat up on us. They're gonna try to infiltrate like never before. So they don't want to see that. So we got to be mindful, man. We got to learn how to detect that agent, that spy, and all that good stuff, man. Because again, it's gonna be one of us that infiltrates. They're gonna find that weak brother. Because everybody got their price. They're gonna find that weak brother, that brother that got warrants and whatnot. And they're gonna say, listen, I need for you to infiltrate. Because if you don't, then we're gonna lock you up for life. So it's almost like you got to do background checks on your folk. Because if they got something they can use against somebody in your clan, in your group, in your organization, they will. They will. Static, what's going on with you? Louisiana, man, no doubt. No doubt. So we gotta learn from the past. Y'all see a few brothers on this wall back here. Y'all don't see the whole head here, but this Fred Hampton right here. We already know what happened with Fred Hampton. We already know how he was set up, and we already know how the brother was in on it. We already know his whole story. We already know how that go, man. So we got to be mindful of the things that happened to us in the past, so we are able to prevent those same mistakes from happening in the future. So we got to move a little bit different. Got to move a little bit differently, man, from just studying history. See, when you studying all that, man, you studying patterns, man. You paying attention to the pattern. That's mathematics, man. Studying patterns, the study of patterns. So that's mathematics, man. You gotta say, okay, we kept moving like this, and the same thing kept happening. This kept happening. So we can't move like this, and we got to move this way. Gotta learn from that history. That's the language of the universe, math, man. That's just the study of patterns. You're just studying patterns. When you study those patterns, man, again, you're gonna come across your answers in regards to how you need to move to prevent them same mistakes from transpiring. Joy the Serpent, what's going on with you? So again, we got to go back to being makers. We got to go back to being owners, man. We got to be self-sufficient. We got to liberate ourselves from this system and stop being dependent on these Europeans, man, in regards to earning a living. Can't be dependent upon that, man. We should be able to earn that living dealing strictly with our own people. And that's just a fact. It's a lot of buying power in the Black community. So if I come out, make a product, I should be able to sell it solely to my people and earn a decent living. And you all too. It's enough of us. We make enough money collectively. We got enough skills, talents, interests collectively for us to be able to thrive independent of the European, even in this country. And that's just a fact. That is just a fact. That is just a 100% fact. We do not need them more than they need us. Another fact. But we have not realized that reality yet. We have not realized that reality yet. Nigel, what's going on with you? Then, because I'm breaking down this lesson, man. So you got the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth. That's just symbolic to the truth. They always tell you the cream rises to the top. Well, that's the truth. The truth always comes to the light. Truth always rises to the top. So Black man, hey, you the truth. You the truth, Black man. That's why they try to keep you. That's why they try to keep you on the down low, because you the truth. You the truth. And they trying to suppress the truth. They don't want the Black man to realize that he is the truth. Because when a Black man, just look at history, every time a Black man has come out and realized the truth and speak the truth, what happens to him? What happens to him? All you got to do, study history. What happens to every Black man that comes out and realizes the truth and speaks the truth on a mainstream level? When he get enough people behind him, what happens to him? That's all the story of, that's all when it comes to the story of like Jesus, when the story of all the prophets, messengers, and all of that, that's the message in all of those stories. When you start breaking bread with the masses, when you start speaking the truth to the masses, when you start dealing with truth, justice, and equality, and you bringing that message to the masses, the poor people, when you out in the streets building with them, and you get a lot of them, to ride with you and ride for you. You get crucified. You get crucified. That didn't happen to all of our people in the past. That didn't happen to all the people in the past. Again, y'all see some of these warriors behind me. Y'all see Khalid Muhammad, Fred Hampton, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Huey Newton, all of them. When you start building with the people on the streets, when you start riling up the masses with your message, and that message has some truth to it, and that message involves enlightening Black people about the true reality of themselves, you got to get crucified. You got to get crucified. And that's the message. That's the message. That the story of Jesus, the story of like that is the message. You get crucified, man, when you out here breaking bread, speaking the truth, dealing with justice, truth and equality, all of that, righteousness, and you bringing that message to the people out in the streets. Because our brothers, the Black Panthers, they knew it. Power is in the people. Within the people lies the power. So you got to have the people. Got to have the people behind you. So when you go out there, man, and you dropping these Jews, you dropping that science, you dropping that math, you dropping that truth, and you are influencing the masses, time for you to go. Time for you to go. So that's why we say we the cream of the planet Earth. You the truth. Every time the Black man starts to rise, they got to shut it down. That's letting you know who we are. Truth, cream. Because every time we strive to rise, every time we start to rise as Black men, and it's just on an individual level, when a Black man starts to rise and realize who he is, they shut it down. Shut it down. They shut it down every time. Every time. And then the last part of the lesson, man, father of civilization. We already know how that go. Father of civilization. We know what the duty of that father is, man. We got to, listen, create the laws, enforce the laws, provide that structure, provide that discipline. That's what a father of civilization does. Make the law, force the law, provide that structure, provide that discipline, that security like mentally and physically. That's what a father of civilization does. So again, make that law. See, a lot of people don't like law, rules, and regulations, but you must have them. You must have rules and regulations, man. You got to stand for something or what they say, or you will fall for anything. So you got to have those rules and regulations. You got to have that law and order. You got to create that law. You got to create those rules and regulations. Got to do it. Got to do it, Black man. That's your job, to provide that structure, to provide that discipline, to provide the law, the rules and regulations. You lay the law down. You lay the law down. That's what you do. What won't go down in your household? What will go down in your household? That's you creating that law. That's you creating that law. So no one understand your role as a father of civilization, Black man. Lay the law down. Lay the law down. And y'all know God of the universe, man. We didn't already broke down God of the universe, man. I don't really need to go in detail about that. Operating from that higher form of intelligence, man. That's how you should be operating on a daily basis. They talk about dumbing down. Nah, man. The way I talk to y'all is the way that I talk to a European, man. I don't go in European circles and put on a different voice. No, I'm gonna talk to y'all the same way. I'm going to talk to everybody the same way. I'm not about to dumb it down when I talk to my brothers and sisters. That's an insult to y'all intelligence. And I'm not about to sound sophisticated when I talk to white folks. I'm intelligent wherever I go. I'm operating from that highest form of intelligence everywhere that I go, no matter who I'm talking to. So I'm not dumbing it down. And I don't need to increase my intelligence. All I got to do is remain who I am wherever I go. If you understand, you understand. If you don't, I'll break it down. That's my duty. If I say something that you don't understand, I'm breaking it down. I will break it down for you. If you understand, cool. If you don't, I will break it down. That's how that rolls. But I'm not about to insult the intelligence of my people and feel that I have to dumb things down when talking to them and feel like I got to talk a certain way when I get around white folks. Oh, I got to be sophisticated around the white folks. But then when I get around my brothers, then I dumbs it down. My whole lingo changes. Emphatically, no. My lingo remains the same no matter who I'm associating with. I can sit in a room with the best of them, not be intimidated, and hold my ground, man, and stand on my truth, stand on my square with the best of them. And that's how you must operate at all times, black man. You must operate like that at all times. Stop selling yourself out to these white folks. Stop selling yourself out to your own people. Bring your people up to the level you at. Stop dumbing yourself down and like I said, insulting their intelligence. You know something they don't know, man. Enlighten them. Enlighten them. We be so quick to show off what we done learned to these white folks. Why are you not so quick to show off what you done learned to your own brothers and sisters? You can't wait to learn some new information or some new words so you can use them when you associating, when you are socializing with these white folks. Can't wait. Can't wait to say, all right, I done learned this. I done learned these new vocab words. Can't wait to break them out. Can't wait to break them out when I had this business meeting with this white man. But when they come to your brothers and sisters, you feel the need to just keep it so simple. Keep it simple, stupid, as they say. Nah, let your brothers and sisters know what you learned too. Let them know what you learned too. Let them know what you read. Let them know what you're doing the knowledge to. Get them hip to a new word. Break that word down if they don't understand it. That's how you must operate at all times. That's what it means to be God of the universe. Operating from that highest form of intelligence, man. That supreme mind. Tapping into it, activating it. That's how you must operate and function at all times, no exceptions. You must also take care of your health mentally and physically at all times, no exceptions. How we gonna be liberated? How we gonna be self-sufficient when we ain't healthy, when we sick? It's impossible, man. It's impossible. You must have your health. You must have your health. You gonna fight the system. If you gonna fight the enemy, you gonna go to war with this enemy, whether it be psychologically or physically. You must be in shape, mentally and physically. Must be. Must have your health in order. And that's just a fact, man. You must focus on your health. You know what to do, man. You know what you know you shouldn't be eating what it is you just ate. You know that it was toxic. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Focus on your health, man. Again, you got babies that need, you got a whole nation that needs you. You ain't fulfilled your purpose yet, man. So we can't see you check out because you failing to take care of yourself. It's one thing if something unfortunate, just a tragic situation occurs, something that was unexpected. That's different. But we going down of illnesses that we can control, that we can easily avoid and prevent. We going out like that for the most part. DJ Elmo, what's going on? So we taking ourselves out for the most part. We eating the wrong foods mentally and physically. That's what's giving you that cancer. Like that's essentially what's giving you that colon cancer. Then when you get it, you want to act like you don't know how you got it. That diabetes, that high blood pressure, hypertension, whatever it is that you're struggling with, you gave that to yourself. Stop blaming it on genetics. Nah, that just loaded the gun. Guess what? Your lifestyle, your choices pulled that trigger. So you gave that condition to yourself because of the choices that you made in life. Hold yourself accountable for the current state that you in. It ain't nobody else's fault. It ain't nobody else's fault. It's all on you. It's all on you. When you realize that, guess what? That makes you more powerful. When you realize you gave yourself the cancer, then you're going to realize that you can cure it. Because I gave myself the cancer. So now I can cure it because I gave myself this cancer. I gave myself this diabetes. So therefore I can get rid of it. So we got to change the narrative because guess what? When we start looking at it in another light, that's why a lot of these situations don't reverse themselves because we blame everything outside of ourselves. We say, oh, I got this diabetes because it's genetics. So when you accept that, then you feel like you can't reverse it. You feel like you can't reverse it because you have accepted that fate, that false reality. Nah, you made choices that led to a toxic environment. And that is what essentially led to the disease that you are suffering from. Make better choices. Guess what? You are in a better state mentally and physically. So we got to start making better choices as Black men. Point blank, period. We dropping like flies out here, man. Literally, we dropping like flies out here, man. It's a lot of, we struggling out here as far as our health is concerned. And the crazy thing about it is a lot of brothers really ain't striving to do what's right and exact and what's necessary. Like, we got to be around out here, man. We can't just leave these women out here to fend for themselves out here. And the reason why I know this, and the reason why I'm speaking on this the way that I speak on it, beautiful Goddess Keys, appreciate the donation. But the reason why I speak on this, how I'm speaking on this, because I'm in the fitness field. And I train primarily sisters. They take their health seriously, man. They be getting it in. Brothers be the ones out here extra lazy when it comes to physical fitness. Even when it comes to the mental aspect of fitness, we got to do better, man. We have got to do better. We have got to do better in regards to taking care of ourselves, man. I'd say 7 out of 10 Black men that I come across, man, got the beer belly. Man, stop drinking that alcohol, man. You don't need that. Stop doing it. Stop eating that meat, Black man. Stop eating it, man. That's what's putting that gut on you. That's what's putting that gut on you. That gut that won't seemingly go away. All that meat you eat, which is leading to your gout. So you eating meat and you drinking beer, alcohol all day. That's what you do. And wonder why you got gout. Wonder why you got the inflammation. Wonder why you can barely stand up without it hurt. And what they say about Black men, see, we don't go to the doctor. Now that part of it is cool because we don't trust the doctors. But listen, if you listen, with that being said, you need to do something for your health, though. You need to do something for your health. See, the sisters, man, if they don't fool with the doctor, but the sister's gonna find some holistic practitioner. The sister gonna try to get herself checked out. She must. But we got to start taking our health a little bit more seriously, man. If you're not gonna go get yourself checked out by another person that looks like you, a holistic practitioner, then you got to make sure you doing the knowledge to the body, doing the knowledge to the proper foods that must be consumed, so that you can make sure your health is on point. A lot of times, brothers, we don't be up on our health like we should. See, sisters, really, they actually got to be in tune with their body for the most part, make sure everything is functioning properly. Now, it's a lot of sisters that are not in tune with their body. But for the most part, you're gonna find a Black woman, she a little bit in tune with her body. Black men, no. Not so much. A lot of Black brothers, a lot of my brothers, we got it all wrong in regards to just health, man. We have got to do a lot better. We have got to do a lot better when it comes to in my experience, man. A lot of sisters that I train personally, they're a little bit more receptive to doing certain things than other men, especially when another man is telling them to do it, which I don't understand what that's all about, especially if it's a professional. You will let another man tell you anything else, but when it comes to another Black man trying to tell you something, then you want to look at him crazy. Oh, this dude told me I don't need to be eating meat. Man, I ain't finna listen to this dude. Oh, this dude think he finna tell me I need to squat more. I need to get low on my squat. I ain't finna listen to this dude. I'm finna just do chest day all day. We got to stop being stubborn, Black man. Man, I can't tell you the amount of times that I have tried to help some brothers out in the gym to no avail. They think they got it. It is their ego. Listen, bro, you doing this lift wrong. Hence why you got a knee problem. You squatting wrong. Man, I done tried to help brothers out numerous times in the gym to no avail. They think that since they a man, they got it figured out. This is like, man, we lift weights. I got this figured out. I don't need you telling me how to lift. I done had that problem. And this is what I do. I'm letting you know you squatting wrong. But if you find with having knee problems, then be my guest. I'm trying to help you out, Black man. When I see you in the gym doing the wrong thing, when I see you not getting that chest down on the push-up, man, you cheating yourself. You cheating yourself. You harming yourself. So you got to drop that ego when it comes to getting your health intact, man. A lot of times that's what the brothers don't do. You just gonna drink your beer. You just gonna drink your alcohol. You gonna be a lot of brothers be in denial. I got that in my family. A lot of men, like, we be in denial when it comes to our health, man. Be in denial. So we got to kill that, man. We have got to kill that. We got to start really getting in shape mentally and physically. And we got to drop that ego. Shakir, what's going on with you? Ananias, and there you go. You ain't accepting no disease. You ain't exactly. You ain't accepting nothing. There you go. You in control. You in control. And this is another thing. This is another thing too that I talk about. Stop living like a lot of times we live in denial. So this is the good thing about the body. The body lets you know when something is wrong. But we got to stop overlooking that. So when the body talks to you, you must listen. You must respond. So when the body shows you a symptom, when the body shows you something is wrong, don't overlook that. Acknowledge that reality. Embrace it. Because that, for one, means the body is working properly. Because it's talking to you. It's letting you know that, hey, you did something that I didn't like, and I'm responding, giving you this symptom. That means your body is working. When the body starts to shut down and becomes immune to the toxicity, that's when you have the problem. So when your body is talking to you, when you get that headache after you consume that meat, listen. Listen. When you drink that cow's milk that you shouldn't be drinking and now your stomach is hurt, listen. Listen. Listen to your body. That's one of the easiest ways to rid yourself of disease, reverse a disease. Man, just pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your body, man. Your body gonna talk to you. Your body gonna let you know when something is not right. Your body is gonna let you know when something is wrong. Your body gonna let you know when something is off. But again, like I said, a lot of us are not in tune. A lot of us are not in tune, and a lot of my brothers, like I said, don't want to listen to information from other brothers, don't even want to listen to information from other sisters, so we stuck. But you go to that white doctor and let that white doctor give you a pill, and you listening to that white doctor, so you finna take these pills. But when I tell you you don't need to take these pills, you can naturally cure yourself or whatever it is that you're dealing with. You want to look at me and question me, but you're not going to question this white doctor that gives you this pill, and he told you the side effects of this pill are worse than the symptoms that you're dealing with right now. Side effects of this pill going to be weight gain. It's going to be possible diabetes, possible death. But you're going to accept that pill. You're going to accept that medication. But if I tell you, man, you can naturally get your blood pressure, and it's simple stuff like high blood pressure. You shouldn't accept being on pills for a lifetime for blood pressure. Man, getting your blood pressure down is simple. You do not need to get on medication to keep your blood pressure down. You make simple dietary changes and your blood pressure will naturally go down. So blood pressure is one of them situations to where you should not be on medication for it. Seriously, that is one of the easiest things to just reverse and get it down by making dietary changes. It is simple. So when I tell you, man, you can easily get your blood pressure down by eliminating this, adding this on, you question me. But when that doctor say, look, we're going to give you this blood pressure pill, you got to take this for the rest of your life. You like, all right, cool. That makes sense. Really. So I got to fight with my brothers in regards to natural ways to get your blood pressure down. But that white man in that white coat can give you this pill with the side effects being garbage. And you like, all right, bet. And then you going to come to me and let me know the pill that you on for this high blood pressure and how it's working for you. Get out of here, man. I don't want to hear that. Snuggle 668. I honestly think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both. And the reason why I say that is because, again, we dealing with ego. We dealing with pride. So when that black man feel like another black man know a little bit more than him in regards to a certain subject, he may feel some type of way. So that's why I feel like it's a little bit of both, because a lot of times it's a lot of jealousy in that. See, when you're getting it from the outside source, see, we didn't already been programmed to look at them as superior anyway. So when you're getting it from an outside source, and it's another thing too, Snuggles, in regards to that, it ain't necessarily even got to be a white doctor. It could be a black doctor, man. As long as they had a title of doctor, then that person gonna listen. So if it's a black woman doctor, if it's a black male doctor, they gonna listen to him when that doctor gives them the medication. It's when the regular, everyday, average black man that may be like a trainer or something and don't have the label of doctor comes and lets them know that, hey, you can naturally reverse this, that we tend to not want to listen. So they'll listen to another brother, they'll listen to another sister, as long as they have the label of doctor. But when I come around, since I'm not working in a hospital or whatever the case may be, since I'm not working in a doctor's office, since I just merely train people, then they questioning what I'm on because they feel like we on the same level. So they're like, man, you don't know more about this than my doctor. That's how they look at it, man. Everybody like, you don't know more about high blood pressure than my doctor. You can't be, because you're not a doctor. That's impossible. This person went to school to become a doctor. So who are you to tell me that I can naturally reverse high blood? If it was a way to naturally reverse this, my doctor would have told me. That's how they look at it. We cling to status out here. So we think nobody knows more than that doctor. So anybody that comes and tells you opposing information, you looking at them sideways, because like, why don't my doctor tell me that? My doctor went to school for 10 plus years. They're not telling me that all I got to do to reverse this high blood pressure is to go plant-based. It's to eliminate the meat, eliminate the alcohol, eliminate the dairy. They're not telling me that. So it can't be right. If the doctor ain't telling you that, can't be right. It can't be right. DJ Elmo, Cicely Tyson lived a fulfilling life. Like, she's the definition of a life fulfilled. I want to go out like Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson lived a fulfilling life. Like, I felt like she did everything she was set out here to do, and it was just her time. She was ready to go. I feel like she lived to a point where she ain't had nothing else to accomplish. So there we go. It was her time to go. Cicely Tyson is that is how you essentially want to go out. That is how you want to go out, man. Like, I feel like Cicely Tyson accomplished everything she wanted to ever accomplish in life. And all right, it's time for me to go. Cicely Tyson probably could live past 96, man. But it's like, I accomplished everything I want to accomplish. It's my time to go. Life fulfilled. Joey the Serpent, I'm going to leave your comment on the screen for a hot second, man. I'm going to leave it on the screen for a hot second. One thing I want to tell these brothers out here in regards to that, and y'all bear with me too, man, in regards to just building in my new setup here, man. I'm standing up, so I'm all over the place, man. I'm getting used to this new platform here. I'm getting used to it, man. So I got to get warmed up. Y'all know how I get down, man. I got to get warmed up, got to get comfortable. So the delivery gonna get a lot better, man, because I'm getting comfortable. But in regards to what Joey the Serpent is talking about, man, one thing I have never been a fan of is the praise we give to brothers for going out here degrading women, sleeping with a bunch of women. We got to stop looking at women as just mere sex objects, fam. That's not what they are here for, my brother. We have got to stop utilizing these women for sex. See, we do that. Then when we ready to settle down and we keep coming across a bunch of women that ain't necessarily right and exact, and we get mad. Man, you shouldn't have spent all them years degrading a woman, sleeping with a bunch of different women. Don't do that. Just like her body is the temple, your body is a temple too, black man. Stop sticking it in any and every woman out here. Stop doing that, man. Value yourself. What they say, know your worth. You don't have to sleep with anybody that's just willing to sleep with you, man. So we got to stop degrading our sisters on that sexual level, man. We got to stop exploiting them on that type of level. Of course, they got to respect themselves as well. But, man, we got to do better in that regards, man. We got to respect ourselves enough to say, man, I'm not going to deal with you because I really don't feel that strongly about you. So I'm going to walk away from this situation without it getting too crazy. Man, because what they say, it ain't nothing like a woman scorned. So, man, stop manipulating these women just so you can sleep with them and then act all surprised when they start acting all crazy on you. You shouldn't have led them on. You shouldn't have used them for sex, my brother. When you use that black woman for sex, when you use any woman for sex, man, you got to understand the consequences that's going to come with that. You must understand the consequences that's going to come with that, man. It may not have been nothing to you, but guess what? It was something to her. So she going to take it seriously. So when you use her for sex and you look at it like it wasn't even like that, it was nothing. She looking at it like it was everything and it was something. So when you try to walk away from that situation and she don't allow you to, and you wondering what's going on because you didn't know it was that deep, that was foolish. That was foolish. That's foolish. So we got to stop doing that, man. We got to start being a lot more mindful and cautious in regards to who we choose to sleep with. See, we like to blame these sisters when they had these children by different men. And we need to say they need to be careful in regards to who they choose to lay down with and have babies with. But guess what? Guess what? Who on the receiving end of that? The black man. So we got to be mindful too. We got to be mindful of who we laying down with, man. We can't just put all the blame on her. We got to be mindful of who we choose to sleep with. Y'all out here just trying to catch bodies just for the sake of catching bodies, man, and then want to brag about it. That's nothing to brag about. Oh, you slept with 20 different women. That ain't nothing to brag about, my brother. That's not anything to brag about. I'm not going to praise you for that. I'm not going to praise you for it. You ain't going to get no praise from me. See, most definitely. They don't know nothing about nutrition. They're not even required to. They're not required to. Father Job, appreciate you and peace, my brother. Louisiana, no doubt about the exchange, man. Like we can deal with quantum physics, man. We can talk about this on a level of physics in regards to just a scientific level, in regards to frequencies, vibrations, and things of that nature. You got to stop taking sex for granted. You got to stop saying, oh, I had sex with such and such. It's nothing. No, it's something. It ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing. You may not even know how it's affecting you. It may hit you on a subconscious level. It may hit you on a subliminal level. So you got to stop having these exchanges with people you don't necessarily care about and referring to it as nothing. Whether you know it or not, you invested in that person. Once you have that sexual exchange with them, that encounter with them, you invested in that person. You invested and you connected to that person. You invested and you connected to that person, man, again. So you got to be mindful in regards to who you choose to have encounters with. Yeah, Magic Realms, man, we got a terrible view towards sex these days. Terrible view, terrible outlook. Got to change it, man. I was never really a fan of that. Never really a fan of that. Never really a fan, man. I had situations back in the day, man, when I was like fresh out of high school, to where sisters were surprised. Like you would I'd go on a date or something, man. A sister be surprised that I ain't try to sleep with her on a first date type deal. I'm like, wow, that's how bad it is out here. Like I got cool points because I ain't trying to sleep with you on the first date. That's how wicked it is out here. That's how wicked it is out here, man. It ain't even that serious. It ain't even that serious. Oh, Khalil, man, no doubt. It drains you. It's very draining. It's very draining, man. No, 100% draining. So that's why I say we got to be a lot more mindful. Got to be a lot more considerate as men, because again, some of these, the crazy thing about it is, all right, now this happens obviously on a vice versa type basis. But a lot of times, brothers, we take advantage of some of these women when they be in vulnerable situations. I'm going to repeat that again. A lot of times, brothers be taking advantage of sisters out here when they are in vulnerable situations. And that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool when you basically preying on a woman, on a sister, when you see that emotionally she is vulnerable right now. And you preying on that. That's sick. And if you do that on a vice versa end, you are also sick. That's just sick, man. That's sick. You see that this sister is in a vulnerable spot, and you finna take advantage of that. Y'all that been in vulnerable spots, man, you almost tend to get desperate when you in a vulnerable spot, man. You would do things that when you in your right mind, you wouldn't normally do. if the right person come along that's going to manipulate you. You're liable to do anything when you're in that vulnerable spot. Y'all have been there, done that, man. I can't be the only one that's been in a vulnerable spot. So it's not good to prey on anybody that you see that's in a vulnerable spot. Instead, man, you just try to help them through the situation, help them heal. Don't take advantage of it. Don't say, oh, okay, I see she in a vulnerable spot. That's easy access. Or vice versa. I see he in a vulnerable spot. That's easy access. I'm gonna get exactly what I want out of this sister because she in that vulnerable spot. She desperate right now. If you do that, man, you deserve anything negative that comes to you. If you taking advantage of someone that's in a vulnerable position, a vulnerable spot, again, you deserve anything negative that comes to you. That's sick. That's sick. Oh, Joey the Serpent, man, I can't say it was surprising. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like I straight getting cool points, man. Straight getting cool points. Like, wow, I went somewhere with dude, he ain't try to sleep with me. That's crazy. I'm like, man, I don't know you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know you. I don't know where you been. I don't know who you been around. I don't know you. I don't trust you. I ain't finna do nothing with you on this first date. That'd be irresponsible on my behalf. So no, I ain't finna try to do nothing with you on a first date. That's not what this black man is about. And beautiful guys, I'm gonna let that resonate on the screen for a minute. I'm gonna let that sit on the screen for a second so it can resonate with the minds of the people. Again, you don't know what you're getting yourself into when you had that sexual encounter with an individual, especially if you don't know them. Don't know what you're getting yourself into, literally, like literally and figuratively. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Like, that's crazy. Literally and figuratively, you don't know what you're getting yourself into when you sleep with somebody that you don't know. That's irresponsible. Now, of course, granted, we all adults here, so we probably took an L back in the day when we was young and dumb. You probably took an L, wish you could take something back, but you can't. So you got to learn from that. The crazy thing about it is a lot of people don't learn from it. A lot of people don't learn from it. When you young and dumb, you kind of curious. So you may have had your first few exchanges with some people you ain't necessarily care about because you was curious. So we'd have been there, done that. But as you grow, you definitely got to start being more mindful. Most definitely. But we letting that resonate, man, because again, like you say, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Literally and figuratively. Been there, done that. So you may start experiencing hardships, man, and just obstacles and negative energy, and you don't know where it's stemming from. It could be stemming from that. It can be stemming from that connection. It could be stemming from that sexual connection that happened 10 years ago from that person you did not know. That's quantum physics. That's quantum physics for you. That's quantum physics for you, man. This ripple that's in St. Louis can cause a freaking earthquake in Japan. That's quantum physics because it's all connected. Quantum physics. That's how we dealing with it, man. So again, when you had that exchange, man, you connected. You connected. You connected to that person, whether you know it or not, whether you admit it or not. So again, be mindful in regards to who you connect with and connect to. Because I don't know about y'all, but I ain't trying to be connected to everybody. I value my peace too much for that. I definitely value my peace a lot, too much for that. Sharif, man, no doubt. No doubt, man. No doubt. So like I said, that's why I gotta be mindful. But when it comes to the male kingdom, like I said, we tend to praise that behavior. We tend to praise that behavior. That ain't behavior that we should praise. And that's all I'm saying about that, man. We just praise that behavior a little too often, a little too much. You come to me letting me know how you done slept with such and such and such and such and such and such. I'm gonna probably leave the room. Got time to entertain that conversation. Got time to entertain no conversation like that. That's childish, man. That's childish. We're gonna let that resonate there, Terenzo. We're gonna let that resonate with the people. We're gonna let that resonate. Yeah, Dominique. It ain't cool. It ain't cool at all when I see it. It ain't cool at all when I hear it. Especially when that was your intention in the first place. And they wonder, it's just crazy. We be wondering why our women are walking around with the attitudes that they have and not even acknowledging our role. So you think you just finna walk around, use these women for sex, and they not gonna respond in any type of way? That's not gonna kill their trust. That's not gonna kill any type of vibe they may have been on. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just make that make sense. We can't keep scarring women and then wonder why they scarred and act like we ain't did nothing. Act like we ain't did nothing to contribute to that vibe, to contribute to that frequency. That's dead, man. You done walked around, man. Your younger years, you was out here using all these women for sex. Now they scarred. Now they don't trust dudes. Woo, wah, wham. And you like, wow, that's crazy. Why? Because you caught 10 bodies in 2 weeks. You used all those women. You manipulated them emotionally. You preyed on them when they was in vulnerable situations. That's why, bro. And that's another thing. I get tired of dudes out here. Everybody want to act like they like a good dude or something, man. Come on, man. We didn't all did our dirt, man. We didn't all did our dirt, man. We didn't all did our dirt. Listen, we didn't all did our dirt, man. I can't stand a brother that be fronting. Can't stand a brother that be fronting, just like I can't stand a sister that be fronting. But I really can't stand another man that's fronting, bro. You did your dirt, man. Stop acting like you Mr. Perfect. Stop acting like you a good dude. Guess what? You just got tired of doing your dirt, and now you was ready to settle down because you done had your fun. Your fun consisted of manipulating a bunch of women. So now it's time for you to settle down. Now you mad at the condition of the women that you just got done manipulating and preying on. So far, man, you can't just be like, oh, it's time for me to settle down and think something that's finna come to you because you ready to quit playing out here and manipulating people. That ain't how that works. That is not how that works. So now you done had your little fun and it's time to settle down and you mad. You mad at the condition of the women, man, because you done spent your past 10, 15 years out here just preying on them. And now you think everything's supposed to turn around in 1 year when you say, all right, I'm ready to settle down now. Come on, man. Y'all, we dealing with the law. We dealing with universal laws, man. You did dirt for 10, 15 years. You ain't finna just get all positivity in 1 year. Man, you did some dirt. You gotta sow. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. So you did dirt. You did dirt. You preyed on these women. You manipulated these women. You used these women for 10 plus years. So now something got to come back to you. BJ Elmo, you read correctly. As you say, you quiet about my inexperience because I don't want to be disrespected. And it's crazy that you got to be like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Joy the Serpent. Ladies say, ladies, if a man don't care about your hygiene, he ain't for you. He's just there to waste your time. Along with that hygiene, I don't know if you include health in that. But ladies, if the brother don't care about your health, man, you might want to reevaluate the situation. Because like I said, I didn't train some sisters to where the brother actually holding them back. He see that she going in there trying to get in shape, but he's so lazy he don't want to do it. He gonna end up bringing her down. So if he not prioritizing health, you might need to reevaluate that relationship. You should be with a brother and vice versa. Brothers, you should be with a sister that y'all both prioritizing y'all health. You don't want to be with anybody that does not prioritize their health, man, and then you do. Now, if y'all both don't prioritize y'all health, then y'all made for each other. Y'all just finna go be unhealthy together. But if you prioritize your health and then they don't, they gonna bring you down. They gonna bring you down. They gonna start saying things like, you work out too much, you go to the gym too much, you don't spend enough time with me. Oh, you eating all this healthy food, but what about me? You can't be cooking 2 separate meals. You make me feel some type of way. They gonna bring you down. So you need to have somebody that's on board when it comes to health and hygiene and all that. It's important. CC, and I can see that. I can see that, and vice versa. I can see that. I can see that tampering with the DNA. I can see that wholeheartedly. Can definitely see that. Yeah, Khalil, I can't stand it, man. That'd be equivalent to me acting like, oh, I'm such a good guy, and I can't understand why good things. Man, listen, I did my dirt back in my younger years, and then when I was slightly a little bit older, just like everybody else. So I'm not gonna act like I'm Mr. Perfect, and I've never done anything wrong, incorrect in regards to the treatment of my sisters out here. That would be a lie. That would be a lie, man, because we know how these sisters get when they get emotionally invested in a dude, man. We know how that get. So when you lead that woman on, bro, when you lead that woman on, when that woman becomes emotionally invested in you and you use her, man, you have created a problem for just yourself. You have created a big problem for yourself, man. That's one thing you do not want to do, is lead that sister on, because like I said, it's nothing like a woman's form, man. So when you get that woman emotionally invested and then you use her, you're gonna have problems, man. You're gonna have problems for a minute. You're gonna have problems for a minute. Beautiful Goddess Keys, drop the jewel again. So we're gonna put it on there. And Beautiful Goddess Keys, that applies to a lot of sisters that's out here, man, just sleeping with a bunch of dudes. Because again, as we have said, roles are reversing. So now it's becoming more of the norm for women to brag about the bodies they have, which is sad. But that's the way the world is. That's the way the world is turning now. That's the way the world is rotating now. So now it's becoming a thing for these sisters to be out here catching a lot of bodies and being proud of it. So I'm glad you dropped that jewel, because this is giving my fellas something to think about too. You dealing with something that's unclean. It's almost like the swine out here. It's almost like the swine out here. You dealing with something that's unclean just for the sake of fulfilling a desire, fulfilling a pleasure. Gotta stop doing it. Gotta practice self-control. Y'all talk about birth control, self-control, self-control. Yeah, Sean DMX said it very elegantly. Yeah, nice faith. And I had this conversation, say I want a man that's vegan like me. Health is important to me. We need to be health conscious. I had that conversation with some people, man. Some people was like, man, could you be in a relationship with somebody that basically is not vegan? And I thought about it. Initially, I was like, well, yeah. But then I was like, no. I was like, no, man, I don't think I could exist in a relationship where the other person ain't striving to take care of their health. I just don't think that makes sense for me. Because again, as they say, we supposed to lay down the law and order. Like if you got a household where mom's is eating vegan, but pop's eating all the swine or whatever you want, what is that creating for the child, man? What is the child looking up to? The child don't know whether to gravitate towards the mom lifestyle or the father's lifestyle. The child is now confused. We have created a confused child. But when the child grows up and see mom is vegan, dad is vegan, everybody's vegan, that's structure. But when that child sees one vegan, one eating whatever he want to eat or whatever she want to eat, confusion. That child don't know what to do. That child don't know what's right or what's wrong. No structure. And we wonder why the world is the way that it is, because it lacks structure. These children don't see structure. They see chaos. They see conflict, confusion. So we need to provide that structure. Joey, man, hey, that's deep. You always say, man, he come from the womb of a prostitute. From a prostitute, I witnessed a lot of issues, and I would hate to be these men out here. That's deep, my brother. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah, beautiful goddess keys. Like again, we gonna put it all up on the screen. So we absorb their energy, and when you're really tapped into self, it's so much deeper because you know what's happening. Exactly. But again, most people ain't tapped in. But when you tapped in, you know what's going on. See, that's exactly it. That's why women be acting so masculine because they moving too much like men. It's exactly what's happening. Again, that's the way the world is rotating. It's exactly what's happening. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's self-control. Forget, like I said, forget birth control. It's self-control. That's what you need. That's what you need. Static saying, man, hey, I'm telling you, what you say, a lot of black women that I come across be surprised when I tell them I don't want a relationship or never been in one, not because they were not attracted, but it was for their own protection. Hey, sometimes that make them more attracted to you when you start saying stuff like that. That's what be happening. Shine. No, man, most definitely. Say, listen, the woman got to be working towards a positive structure like me. Your woman should be a manifestation of who you are. Exactly. Reflection. She reflecting your light. So if you striving to be a better version of yourself, you need a queen that's reflecting that. You need a queen that's reflecting that. If you striving to get your health in order, you one of two things. You need to be with a queen that's striving to get her health in order, or you need to be with a queen that's got her health in order. One of those two things. That's what need to be happening. Last thing you need is to be with somebody that's not striving to improve themselves and get their health in order. That's the last thing that you need. The last thing. Monique, you say when you having sex, you're dealing with some very delicate emotions. I don't know why people don't understand that, especially when you sleep around. Think about what that's doing to you in the long run. Exactly. Exactly. So for the simple fact, when you walking around out here having sex with any and everybody, and you saying that it's nothing, it's a lie. It's something. It's something. That's all I gotta say about that. It's something. Orlando, peace. What's going on? Sharif, man, as you should be. Definitely should be selective with that. Definitely. I don't know if you brothers can relate. I don't know if you brothers been there, done it. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have. But man, they act like brothers don't be out here turning down sex. Man, I have done that. I have done that way back in the day. So we out here doing it. We ain't all just savages, man. We ain't all just intrigued by the bone, man, intrigued by the skin. We ain't all just intrigued by that, man. There's brothers out here that's like, nah, man, I'm not finna engage in that act with you, man, because again, this is not gonna end well if we do this. Because I don't feel that strongly about you, so I'm not gonna invest. I'm not gonna do that. I done turned it down several times, plenty of times in my lifetime. I'm not gonna go there, man, because I already knew what my intentions were at the time. So I'm like, if we do this, I know I really don't care for you like that. Not only is that gonna harm you, but it's gonna harm me as well. So I'm not even gonna do it. So it'd be best if we just don't do this. A lot of times that made the other party upset, but it was what it was, and it is what it is. All static, and that's honesty. That's honesty, man. They can't be mad at honesty. If they mad at honesty, then they got some problems themselves. What would you say, Louisiana? Many of us lack foresight. We want what we want, how we want it, when we want it. These people have to learn through painful lessons, and that's exactly how I go. Instead of realizing you're gonna get it when it's time, we be trying to force it. Only thing come with force is resistance. You're gonna get it when it's time. And that's exactly how I go. Yeah, Khalil, definitely. Definitely, man. That's all we create, man. That's all we create. And I talked about the original man, maker, the owner. That's all we make it. That's all we create. That's all we create and make it. Shine, and man, most definitely. I probably was in the same boat as you for a minute. Turning it down, man. I wasn't finna be doing all that. I wasn't finna be doing all that because it sometimes this is how I looked at it. I don't know if you brothers can relate, but for the most part, man, because y'all know I didn't broke down just how I am by nature. So I ain't really like I'm not a sociable person. I've always been socially awkward. So a lot of times, man, when it came to that, the woman was offering it to me. And so I'm like, nah. So the time when I realized that's what was happening, I was like, so she emotionally invested in this situation. So she's trying to make this something that I ain't trying to make it. So at that point, I realized that she was trying to make this something that I ain't feel like it should have been or it was. So that's when that was my cue, so to speak. I was like, all right, so she trying to have sexual encounter, and this ain't that. This ain't that. So that was my cue right there, man. A lot of times, man, because a lot of times, man, I just be cooler with people, man. Just be cool, and they get invested, emotionally invested in. I'm like, man, this ain't even that. Or like my brother Static saying, I'm like, man, I'm not even trying to make it that, man, because I'm not ready for it. So a lot of times I would turn it down on the strength of that. I'm like, man, I ain't really trying to be in nothing serious right now. So if we do this, it's gonna turn into something serious. And I ain't trying to have that, man, because it ain't gonna end well for you because I know where I'm at. I know the space that I'm in. So if it turns into something that's serious, man, it's gonna end in chaos. And I ain't trying to do that to you. Joey the Serpent Wild, man. Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's wild out here, man. I done had some wild situations and experiences, just like I'm sure y'all have, man. So it's crazy out here, man. That's why we talk about self-control. That's why we talk about discipline. Like we gotta practice that, especially as black men, man. Because again, y'all know how it is, man. I'm sure y'all brothers can relate. The temptation is out here. The temptation is out here. We not gonna lie, man. Like listen. The black woman is beautiful. So again, it's a lot of temptation out here, man. Like it is. All you gotta do is walk outside and you tempted. It's a lot of temptation out here, man. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of willpower for brothers to just like reject women out here and reject those advances, man. Because it's a lot of women out here. Of course, they got us outnumbered, so it's a lot of them out here. So this ain't something that's easy. We'd be lying if we set up here and talked about not being tempted. That'd be just a bold-faced lie, man. That's just a lie, man. So it take a lot of discipline, man. It take a lot of willpower, take a lot of strength. Because again, like I said, it's a lot of sisters out here, and the black woman is beautiful. We don't get more beautiful than that black woman. So when you see a lot of them out here, it's like, all right, man. It's like, what's going on? So I understand that it's hard, man. I understand that you're gonna have that temptation. I understand that you're gonna have. I understand that you're gonna be looking at them like, dang, that's crazy. But man, that's where that discipline come into play, man. You got to protect yourself and you got to protect the sisters, man. You cannot be going out here chasing everything that's attractive. Just can't be doing it. Cannot be doing it, man. At some point, man, you got to have some boundaries that's set up. And a lot of times, for the most part, we chasing any and everything that we attracted to. Original one, what's going on with you? And Dominique, no doubt. And a lot of times people will be with individuals like that. This what happens. And that's why I said it. That's why I said when women tried to get serious with me like that, when it came to sex, I know and understood what was going to be next after that. A lot of times when you're dealing with women on that level, once they give it up to you, now they looking at it like, okay, so what's next? What is this? What are we doing? So a lot of relationships have been created solely around the fact that y'all had sex. So a lot of times you will see a lot of relationships that the only reason that they in a relationship because they had sex, and the woman probably sat down and was like, all right, so what we doing? So then they tried out the relationship, but the foundation of relationship revolved around y'all just having sex because y'all may have just been physically attracted to one another. But it wasn't no mental connection there. So like my man Dominique said, you're going to get bored because the whole foundation of that relationship revolved around just a physical attraction or just to fulfill a pleasure or a desire, whatever it was that you was trying to fulfill and do. It got accomplished. But it was no substance behind the relationship in the first place. So then y'all get with each other and be like, oh, I feel like something is missing. Oh, a lot is missing, man, because the whole foundation of their relationship revolved around sex, physical attraction. Got to be a little bit deeper than that. Orlando, appreciate the donation. Donna C, what's going on? So I done seen a lot of relationships just start for that sole reason right there. And that's why a lot of times I rejected it, because I'm like, if we do this, then you finna be like, what is this? And then we're gonna have to make a decision right there. Either we gonna be in this relationship or we not. If I say that we not, then you gonna know that I just used you and now we got a problem. But then if I say that we gonna be in a relationship, then I know that this relationship ain't gonna be far, because basically we just kind of use each other for sex per se. So man, we it's almost like we gotta have some steps. Some steps before we start indulging in sex, man. And this is stuff that we got to drop to the younger generation, to the youth. We got to just stop going like CC said it earlier, man. Sometimes, man, it don't even be a date no more. It be right to the crib for some intimacy. Man, we got to have some steps till we get to that, man. Got to have some steps, man. Y'all really comfortable with sleeping with individuals without knowing them? I don't understand that. Oh, Sean, man, listen. Sean, you New York women, see, I don't know too much about them, but man, listen, where I'm at, St. Louis ain't too far behind, man. It's crazy out here, man. I don't know if y'all have heard some stories about St. Louis, but it gets crazy around here, man. It gets crazy. Orlando, there you go. You got to practice that self-discipline, because like I said, the temptation going to be out here. You're going to be tempted. You're going to be tempted, black man. I mean, that's just going to happen, bro. You just going to be tempted. You got to learn to say no. You got to learn to reject. You got to learn to say, all right, man, I'm not ready for a relationship. Or you got to learn to tell people that you are in one. You just got to learn, man. You just got to learn to do these things, man. Like I said, temptation going to hit you. Joey, and listen, I'm gonna put that up on the screen. Joey, a lot of people don't be thinking this stuff be happening. A lot of people just think the brothers are the overly sexual creatures, man. I have plenty of situations to where what you just said was the case, man. It was like I was just trying to build and they was trying to have the sex. Like, no, I ain't finna do that, man. I'm telling you, not trying to do that. Original one, as you should. You should always value that connection and make sure they value in the connection as well. So it should be a mutual thing there. Yeah, Dominique, and like I said, I can relate to. Listen, I'm pretty sure we all can relate to what everybody is saying, man. But like the end of the day, man, we just got to be mindful with that energy, man. That sexual energy that we get out, because a lot of a lot of us brothers, man. It's again, like I said, the temptation real. Everywhere you go, you finna be seeing. Depending on where you are, everywhere you go, you're gonna be running into black women. You're gonna see them. It's gonna be a lot of them. It's gonna be a lot of black women out here, man. Just like I said, depending on where you at. If you're not ready for a relationship, you got to know, understand that. And then instead of you looking at them as sex objects, man, you got to look at them on a deeper level than that. So you can get in tune with the mind of that black woman and vice versa. You looking to get into the body of them, man. You got to look into get into that mind first. Now, of course, with that, we all have we all have excuse me, y'all gotta be getting little messages on my phone though. Gotta be checking my messages, man. Never know, it's client or something. But we all have certain things that we looking for physically in people. So we, again, it'd be a lot to act like we just all be dealing with people that we're not physically attracted to and things of that nature. So you're gonna have some physical aspects, some physical attributes that you look for in a particular person. Now, once you get past that, you also you gotta make sure it's a certain mind that's attached to this physical person that you are attracted to. So again, you can have your little physical attributes that you are attracted to. You can have that. You can have that. But you got to make sure it's a certain mind attached to that person. So that's also important. So you can have your type, but you got to make sure it's a certain mind attached to that type. That's the key. Don't just go based solely off that type and say, since this person fits this description, they must be right for me. Emphatically, no. Yes, this person fits my physical description, but now does she fit the mental description? And vice versa. Yeah, this brother fits my physical description, but does he fit my mental description? That's how that needs to work. Because obviously something got to catch the eye first. We don't know a person's mind first. So we're going to see a person. Then we're going to build with the person. So obviously it's going to be something physically that attracts you to him. So once that attraction happens, now we got to get into the mind and we got to make sure that mind is up to par with our standard. Static saying, man, I went on, had to make the background a little more suitable here to my liking. So I got the books in the background. I feel like it's a reflection of like how I am and who I am. So I had to make the background reflect my personality. So I was like, man, I can't be out here building on YouTube and don't have my books in the background. That don't make any sense. So I had to make sure the background had the books in it, man. That's why I had to do this. It's a reflection of my personality, a reflection of who I am. See, there you go. Some wise advice. Not sure if this was mentioned before, but brothers, please be careful of women you do not know. Some will maliciously cry rape on you. Man, I got situations like that happening within my personal family. Like within my fam, I got personal situations like that. And I'll be trying to tell brothers, man, I went to the whitest of white colleges and I ain't getting caught up in nothing. When we was at a function, for one, I ain't really like going to these functions when they got drunk like that, because that just wasn't that ain't never been my type of vibe. But once them white chicks started getting drunk, I left. Like, I'm getting out of here. And that's when you out with the white population. You definitely need to be mindful because they'll definitely cry rape on you. But man, I steer clear of all of that, man. When it got a little too real, I left. I'm like, ain't nobody accusing me of nothing. Nope. Not happening. They ain't finna be walking around drunk and say, well, the last thing I remember is seeing him. I was gone. I was gone using your sober mind. I ain't give nobody a chance to set me up like that, man. Tavon, peace. What's going on? Oh, Joey, no doubt. No doubt. They definitely respect you a lot more off of that. They respect you a lot more off of that. When you reject them, man, they more attracted to you. And I've been told it's because they like the challenge or whatever the case may be, which that's like, man, you ain't gotta look at it like it's a challenge. Like I feel like that's a toxic mentality to have. If you think that the brother is rejecting you and you looking at that as a challenge, that's toxic, man. I'm not rejecting you to make you work harder to try to sleep with me. No, like if you get with a woman that look at that as a challenge, man, that's kind of toxic. Like, oh, he rejected me. That's a challenge. I'm finna work harder to. Nah, that ain't why I'm rejecting you. I'm not rejecting you so you can work harder and do more. That ain't what this about. So that's a toxic perception to have. Oh yeah, he rejected me, so that's a challenge. So I'm gonna put in more work to try to get him to have sex with me. That is very toxic, and I ain't rocking with nobody that possesses that type of mentality. Like that ain't what we doing. Like that ain't what we doing at all. That's not how we function, and that's not how we operate. It's not how that's going down, man. I ain't reject you to make you work hard. No. I reject you to protect you. When it's time for it to happen, it will happen. Like we don't need to be trying to force the situation to happen. We don't need to be trying to work harder for that to happen. Because that ain't what we doing it for. That ain't why we moving how we moving. Joy the servant, man. Exactly. Exactly. They think you rejected them to play games, man, because obviously it just affected their ego or pride or something. Oh, what this dude mean? He don't want to have no sex with me. Look at me. Like, no, protecting you. I'm doing this for personal reasons, man. I may be celibate. You don't know. Like, come on, man. Beautiful Goddess Keys. Peace. You take it easy working. Mahogany Honey. Then drop the jewel from the female perspective here, from the black woman's perspective. So I think many women use rejection to play games, so they think you're playing the same game. That makes sense. That makes sense, but that is so doggone toxic. And I always been like, if you played the game with me, guess what? I failed every time because, well, all right, rejected. Yep, not happening. I ain't finna put in no more work than that because, like I said, it's time to happen. Stuff gonna happen. But I can tell you right now, I ain't rejecting nobody to be playing no game. That's childish. That's child, man. We want to do something. We want to do it. We gonna let folks know we adults. Gonna be playing no game like that. Mahogany Honey dropping more from the black woman's perspective. Many women don't understand. Men don't think like we do. Men are much simpler while we tend to complicate things. And so, Mahogany Honey said that, not me. Mahogany Honey said that. Tend to complicate things. I have said this a lot in my lifetime. Some things have been made complicated that don't need to be made complicated. Very simple. Very simple. Magic Realms, very immature. Games. We don't play games. We ain't doing that. Yeah, Joey, man, that sound like we didn't. I done been through some of that. Been through a lot of that back in the day. Original, what you say? A lot of my peers glorify how many girls they could sleep with and make fun of anyone who was living that lifestyle. I mean, that pretty much was a lot of our inner circles, man, back in the day, man. And that junk was sad, man. If you wasn't out here catching bodies, and it got to the point where people started lying on catching bodies. Like, yeah, I slept with such and such, knowing you didn't do it, man, because you're trying to make yourself appear cool. Yeah, Tavon, would you say we tend to definitely make things more complicated from a lack of communication, not telling others what our intentions are and what we truly want out of this person, which is very childish. Exactly. Very childish. Very childish. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Childish. Playing games is childish. And we don't play games. CJ Bandit Beanie. I forgot where I got the beanie from, man. Orlando, you say they starting to act like savages? Hey, man, listen. Like I said, it ain't no... And listen. Y'all know, like I said, y'all know where I'm at, man. It get real where I'm at. Joey, no, you all good, man. Exactly what that's corny for dudes to be doing that. That's corny. Yeah, Tavon, and it's all programming, it's all conditioning, and we could easily break it, but that's all it is, programming and conditioning. That's it. That's it. That's all it is, man. It's that programming, it's that conditioning, and all we got to do is break the programming and conditioning, man. But it's a lot of toxic nonsense that's going on out here, man, on both ends, on both sides. And I just try to do my best to not contribute to any of the toxicity. So I try to protect my peace. I try to protect the peace of the black woman, point blank, period. I don't try to add to the dysfunction or the toxicity or the chaos or the destruction. I ain't trying to add to that. Yeah, Sean, I don't even know. I know I had got this beanie from it was like a black owned company. So I don't even know if they got their joints on Amazon. They might. I forgot who it is. I had to go look though. But I think it was a black sister that made this joint. Had it on her website. Montel, that's how you got to be, man. You always got listen. You always got to go against the grain. The reason why you always got to go against the grain is because you got to look at the norm and you got to understand what the norm is. The norm nowadays is negative. The norm nowadays is toxic, destructive. It's terrible. So you got to go against that. It's unhealthy, disease. Like that's the norm. That's the norm. That's the status quo. I don't want to go. I don't want to go with that flow. So when you go against that flow, guess what? You embracing health, you embracing positivity, you embracing empowerment, you embracing all that's good. When you go against the grain, when you go against the status quo. So that's why I'm always trying things that's different. That's why I'm always trying to do things that everybody else is not doing. Because again, everybody else is doing what's destructive, what's negative, what's bad. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to contribute to that. So I got to be different. And to be different, sadly to say, is to be positive, is to be healthy. Is to be productive, is to be powerful, is to be righteous. That's different. And it shouldn't be like that because everything that I just named should be the norm, should be the status quo. But again, times have changed. We have been corrupted. We have been oppressed. We have been lied to. We have been manipulated. We have been beat. We have been pillaged, raped, all of that, murdered, assassinated, all of that. So again, I understand why we're in the position that we are in. But it's going to take for people to go against the grain to change things. So that's it. That's the key that we got. We got to remember that. We got to remember that. Got to go against the grain in order to change things. Y'all, the wife is in the building. Y'all say peace to the wife. She down there in New Orleans. So again, if y'all in New Orleans, y'all keep an eye out on her. Make sure she protected out there in New Orleans. I got kinfolk down there, so she good. But y'all say peace to the wife, though. Y'all say peace to the wife. Y'all shout her out real quick. Tavon, they definitely stuck. They stuck on that mode. They stuck on that mode. Get some mode. And again, life is a lot deeper than that. Life is a lot deeper than that. Louisiana, that's how. Hey, it's crazy. I mean, again, by your name, I should have figured. But no, yeah, we stuck on that mode. We stuck in that zone. We got to get out of it, man. Again, that programming. Once you realize you have been programmed, now it's up to you to deprogram yourself. Accountability is your responsibility because now you know better. You must do better. So you must deprogram yourself. You must unlearn so that you can relearn. That's on you. That's on us. Nobody else's job. They're not going to teach us what we need to know. We got to teach ourselves what we need to know. We got to teach our people what they need to know because nobody else is going to do it. Justin, you already know I was watching K Reno live when he did that. You already know that's my man's. I saw that as soon as it happened. And just for y'all that don't know, man, Spotify took K Reno's song Secret War. He got a song called Secret War. He was dropping jewels in that song. Y'all know how he get down. They took the song off of Spotify. And again, they let you know the power that they have, man. If you're not saying something to they like and they control these platforms, they get rid of it. They get rid of it. That's why, again, we got to be striving to create our own platforms, do our own things, because they eliminating us, man. When we say something they don't like, you get eliminated, you get silenced, you get deleted, you get erased. Oh, nice, man. That's what we got to be, trailblazers, man. I don't follow the norm. I don't do what if the norm, like I say, if the norm going right, I'm going left. If everybody else is going up, I'm gonna go down real quick. I'm gonna see what's down there, because why everybody else ain't down here? Like, that's how I operate. That's how I operate. Oh, Magic Rims, that's 100%. They 100% did that. Still do that to this day. Still do that to this day. That ain't changed. They still do that to this day. Oh, nice, 100%. We need to create our own social media, 100%. 100%, man. That's the objective, man. That's the objective. Like I said, once I get this site up and running, that's definitely gonna be one thing I'm pushing. Getting everybody to the site. Getting everybody to the site. But with that being said, y'all, man, I think I done served my time today, man. I appreciate y'all just tuning in to your boy today, man. I had some stuff to get off my chest. Feel like I got it off my chest. Sean, before I leave, Sean, answer to that, nope. Nope. And I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna just. That's how I don't consider myself that at all, man. Y'all, you know what I consider myself. You know what I consider myself. You know what culture I come from. So nope, not at all. I don't consider myself to be the Sigma male or nothing that comes with that, man. This is what I consider myself, man. The lesson for the day. The original man, Asiatic black man, maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. That's what I consider myself. That's it. If it ain't that, I don't consider myself that. If it ain't original man, if it ain't father civilization, God of the universe, black man, whatever it is, if it ain't nothing like that, I don't even know what you're talking about. But with that being said, man, I'm finna tune on out, man. I gotta make a smoothie. Gotta make a smoothie, man. Your boy gotta get his smoothie in. Your boy gotta get his fruits and his veggies in real quick. So y'all be easy out here, man. Y'all make sure y'all get some healthy foods in tonight, man. Drink y'all some water. Drink y'all some tea, man. Get y'all some herbal tea if y'all need it. Whatever the case may be, man. Get y'all fruits, get y'all veggies in, get y'all water in. Make sure y'all get some good sleep. Make sure y'all jot them thoughts down. Do your affirmations. Meditate. Whatever it is that you do. I'm out, y'all. Y'all be easy. I'm going to tap in with y'all tomorrow. So y'all be easy out here, y'all. Peace.